Pages turn, the story unfolds, the ink on the paper, a world I behold. Lost in the panels where heroes fly, comic books and brews, my alibi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm not going to do that again. I can't do it again. One time is good enough. Okay. Welcome to episode 2 of Comics and Brews. I'm TazAlGhul, and this is...
Just Abby.
It's just Abby. And we're here to bring you another drunken history of a comic book character. Wow. We're off to a great start. We're off to a great start. Words are already hard. This one is a character I was about yesterday years old when I found out about, maybe 2 days ago years old. And Abby found this one. I have never heard of this. Maybe it's because I'm a dingus, or maybe it's because it's the Wisconsin in her blood. But she found this character so she can introduce the name or whatever.
Or whatever.
But yeah.
So basically, because I don't know anything about comics, right? He was like, okay, you should come up with what character we do next week. And so I was just thinking of like the basic characters everyone pretty much knows. It's like Marvel or DC. So I was like, well, I don't want to be basic. So I looked up other stuff. Of course, I'm from Wisconsin. So I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's any Wisconsin-based characters. And lo and behold, there's this legendary character called the Badger. And the writer for that, do you remember his name?
Absolutely
I'm gonna
not.
find it right now.
Nice. Yeah, we hunted down some Badger yesterday at Hall of Justice. We got issue 5 and number 7, right? Is that
Yeah, 5 and 8.
5 and 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out Hall of Justice, the finest comic book store in all of Colorado.
You gotta go.
Yeah, did not think we were going to be able to find 2 Badger issues, and we did. And so that's all we've read of the Badger. First of all, Abby actually read number 8. I read number 5. But it seems awesome.
So if you look up who Mike Baron is, that's who started this comic. Ran through like the 80s and 90s. There was like a little bit of a rehash out in like the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah. Marvel. No, not Marvel.
No, I like the Badger
That's
itself.
the Coyote.
But Mike Baron has done a lot of work on other comics as well. So he reigns from Madison, Wisconsin, hence probably the Badger, how that got the whole name and everything. If you don't know, it's the Wisconsin Badgers. And literally, like, looking at this guy, like, he has a big badger print on his chest, and it's red, which Wisconsin is, like, the colors are red and white, I think.
Uh-huh.
He's got, like, flowing blonde hair.
Yeah, he has luscious head of hair.
Yeah.
I'm quite jealous.
Yeah, but I was just looking for characters that are kind of outrageous and really cool, and this is definitely fitting that bill for me.
Yeah, and it's by First Comics. Maybe I'm just, like, returned back to comics too late, but I have not read a First Comics comic ever, I don't think, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I don't even know anything about that, so...
Yeah, I don't... I have no clue, but it is incredible. The covers are sick, and what we're going to try to do for next week is apparently the Badger makes an appearance in a Marvel comic. It is the Coyote. I already forgot the issue because, yikes, my brain turned off. But he makes an appearance in a Marvel comic. Coyote, which was not originally Marvel, turns into Marvel and makes an appearance there. And it seems like they may have a beer or two in that issue. I'll only be able to find out if I can find it at HOJ, but we'll see, because that is exactly the kind of character we would need to do next week. So we may or may not be doing the Coyote for episode 3, but damn, that cover in general for the first Badger in a Marvel comic is he's tarpless. He's tarpless in his pants on a couch or a beanbag or something. Looks beautiful.
Tarpless. Topless, for those who don't know Taz's lingo.
Sorry. Very sorry about that. Oh, man. But I'm going to let just Abby take this one off here, because obviously this is the drunk history of the Badger. So
Ooh,
we shall...
Do we want to say what beers we're drinking?
Oh,
now
yes.
also?
Yes. So
most important
thank you,
part, really.
Tracy. We are dog sitting
Woohoo,
at his
Tracy.
house right now while we record this. So will he listen to this? Probably not. But if he does,
Yeah, you might be hearing
shout
his
out to
dog
him.
Charlie chewing on a bone in
Him
the
and
background.
Courtney, yeah. So Charlie will not stop chomping and assaulting the floor with his paws. So, yeah, again, this is episode 2, so we have absolutely no podcast material here to actually film with. Not even a legit mic. I tried mine, and it was dust, so we're just going OG here with the essentials. But, yeah, Tracy, Courtney, thank you for the 2024 Medianoche Reserve from WeldWorks. Hold on, I already forgot. It is a 459 on Untapped, and we are sipping it right now, so the words are going to get even harder
Oh my God,
as we go on, because we are drinking this to start this episode after the warming we already had, of course, but it's only right for the Badger. So thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Courtney, for this glorious stout. I guess I should tell you what kind of beer this is. This is an Imperial Double Stout. I could not find out the percentage on it because the bottle doesn't say.
It feels like it's pretty high.
And Untapped says 0, so I'm gonna guess it's like a 12 or plus, because anytime Tracy gives me a stout, it's at least that high. Because I usually hate stouts, but sweet baby Jesus.
Well, when I think of originally when I thought of stouts before I met you people, I always envisioned there being more carbonation involved. There is no carbonation in this, so I don't want to say it's syrupy because it's not that either.
But I get that, yeah.
But it's flat and I don't know, it's really good though.
Yeah, this is how I want every stout to taste, because I have brewed 2 beers in my life. So the start of Comics and Brews Brewery Fest started a long time ago, and my first one was absolutely tit supreme. To be honest with you, I think it was like a hef. Unreal. I tried to brew a stout, and it was the biggest bunghole pile of beer. I spit it out immediately and dumped the entire batch. It was disgusting. A stout can sometimes have just the weird spunk taste that I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I understand that. That makes sense.
So this one, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Medianoches in general are always unreal. You open Tracy's fridge right now, he's got like 17 of them. He's just tickling my beanbag with those as I sit in his house. But he gave me this glorious piece. And bless you, sweet prince, for this sweet, sweet nectar.
As a side piece, as like a little, if we need a little change up from the darkness, I am drinking Desert Fog. It's a hazy India ale or pale. Oh my god, this is gonna be so rough. Hazy IPA. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Jesus Cristo.
Jesus Christ.
Es el Señor.
All right. So from looks like Marble Brewing Company.
Yeah, so I think we talked about New Mexico last week. This is from New Mexico.
Yeah, it's from Albuquerque. So, and I actually really like it. It's a little short can. I didn't pour it into a glass, so I don't really know what it looks like. But being that my past experiences with some hazy IPAs this last couple of days, this is actually probably the best one I've had.
What?
In the past couple of days.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, no. Never mind. We had all those big guys the other day.
Yeah.
Never mind.
We had some
Okay,
cerebrals.
well, maybe a non-Colorado one?
Wow. Okay.
Where's Cerebro from? Is that Colorado?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'll say outside of Colorado, I think this is this is one of the best hazy IPAs I've had in a while.
Okay.
That's not from a Colorado brewery.
Oh, we had some Knotted Root, too. That is also a banger. So, yeah. Whoa. Wow. Cerebral's in Denver.
I know that.
But Knotted Root's also in Colorado. I've never been there, but...
Oh, it is? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I could...
Sheesh,
could be
we
wrong.
need to be better at going to breweries that aren't just in 20-mile radius of us.
Wow. So, thumbs down to Comics and Brews for that.
But yeah, anywho, Marble Brewing. I do like the hazy IPA.
I like that you're whispering it. That's pretty cool. Oh, can you read the back message of it?
It says, "Dear Diary, she has a hazy glow resembling the beautiful accumulation of early morning fog kissed by the orange juice hued southwestern desert sunrise and smells of pineapple grapefruit juice perfume. With love, IPA."
Oh, what a hymn. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow.
Anyway,
All right. That was,
so
I mean,
we're drinking a very strong stout. So best of luck to
I
us
guess
throughout this entire
we made
episode.
a clear dive into beer. Last time, I don't even think we told like 4 seconds of what we were drinking. So I
Probably.
guess being comics and brews, we need to talk about the brews. So we did that. We've been there. We done it. Now it's time for the drunk history of the Badger. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let Just Abby start with this sweet, sweet tale of a man from Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay. So, as our tale begins in the sunny city of Madison, Wisconsin, I think it's pretty sunny there, I guess.
Yeah, it's summertime.
Yeah, especially right now. It's super nice. Little Norbert Sykes is growing up in a household with his mom and his, unfortunately, abusive stepfather, Rollin.
Asshole.
So from a young age, Norbert faces brutal treatment at the hands of Rollin. It's a dark and traumatic childhood for him, but it sets the stage for his future as the Badger.
Of course, trauma leads to beautiful powers of badgerism, I would assume. Oh, shit. But yeah, again, I know nothing about this comic. I've read 2, so yeah, I can only imagine that getting his ass whooped by Roland is going to smoke him to be the finest hero of all time. But did he get bitten by a radioactive badger and develop superpowers? Absolutely. Is his name Peter Parker? Nope. Peter Badger? Absolutely not. Nope. It's Norbert. But he suffers. Oh my God.
We're yawning and also
No, that wasn't a yawn. That was a suffers a tragedy that basically makes him fight crime. Maybe he's an alien with just insane abilities from the gods, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
You know what this kind of reminds me of is the movie. Oh my God, I can't even.
They got some secret Wisconsin movie that's just
Badger.
It's
M.
like,
Night Shyamalan, the guy who plays in X-Men. Oh my gosh. He's like, he has multiple
Split?
Yes. So this almost reminds me of that because that guy, that's the main character, also was abused as a child.
Oh yeah.
And then ended up being this
he had the personalities to.
Yeah. However, he wasn't necessarily a hero. So this goes the other way, which is great.
Yeah, and he didn't need a badger to bite him to get his. He just got him all naturally by being a psycho.
He didn't get bit by a badger. I think he can talk to animals though, so that's pretty cool.
So Norbert
it's the
didn't
spirit
get
of the
bitten by a
badger.
badger? He didn't get bitten?
No.
It was just a spirit?
He had the spirit.
Wow.
I'm pretty freaking sure that he literally just had, like, in a dream state, he had the spirit of a badger come to him and be like, you need to protect the animals. And that's how he becomes the badger.
Right. Oh, my
So literally
Lord.
nothing crazy. It just was out of, like, his own
The god of badgers reached out to him.
Yeah, insanity
Said, hey,
in a
boy.
way. But works out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nope, none of the above. So instead, young Norbert's life takes a drastic turn when he flees his abusive home. He joins the army before he's 18.
Nice, secret weapon.
And is sent to fight in Vietnam. There he is captured and tortured. He's a prisoner at war. And of course, that's like unimaginable. Being like, I was in the Navy for 6 years.
Was your grandpa in Vietnam?
My grandpa was a Vietnam War veteran.
Shout out Abby's grandpa.
He was infantry, and I still don't hear a whole lot about what he went through just because it's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it's probably something you don't want to talk about.
No, I don't think so. So I can only imagine between him being an abused child and then going through all this war, like what his mental state is, and there's
probably just a badger deep inside every Wisconsinite, so
I think so.
It must have just crawled right out of him.
Probably.
His crevasse.
Oh my God.
Oh man, sorry. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right. Well, in the depths of his tortured mind, Norbert hears the voice of the god of the badger. So yes, he wasn't bitten by a badger. Just the voice of the god of the badger speaks to him. A divine entity that gives him a new purpose, to be an instrument of justice. Wow, I wonder what the god of the badger would look like.
We need issue number 1, I think.
I know,
or like the
I
very
hope
couple first issues, which we can definitely find.
I hope the
off
badger's
eBay
just
or
like in a
something, but
cloak with a beard
That would be cool.
That'd be beautiful. Wow. Dang, Norbert. Yeah. So he goes through divine intervention, and his mind splits. Basically, I don't know what I would think if I saw the god of badgers. Imagine that. Hey, hi, how are you, god of badgers? But creates a host of new personalities in our boy Norbert. But there's a badger, a wild-haired vigilante who growls and talks to animals. Yeah,
That's so cool.
I've read 2 issues, and he literally will just growl and bark at people, but he can somehow talk to animals after talking to the god of badgers. Yeah. And then he somehow... Okay, yeah. This is something I barely read in here, but...
So this is like his multiple personalities each have names.
Oh,
So that's like...
Pierre?
Yeah, yes.
So he has a Pierre. A Pierre. A murderous Frenchman Pierre is one of his minds. Okay, so this makes sense for later. Murderous Frenchman is one personality. So yes, this is definitely split like. Emily, a traumatized 9-year-old girl. And Leroy, a dog. Wow, we got a dog inside the badger. That's pretty neat. And there's more, including some controversial ones like Gastina Grover, the Paul, and Maxwell, which might not fly if they were introduced today. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can.
So I'm pretty sure Maxwell is like a very flamboyant gay man.
Yes.
And that's why, like, some of this stuff was, again, it was made in the 80s and whatever. Personally, I
So then it was
think
like,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool that they could include that in there.
I think that's why they say. Like,
Also, I will preface, multiple personality disorder is appropriately referred to as dissociative identity disorder, or DID. So I'm sorry, like, if we're saying the wrong thing, but that's just what we know it as.
It's the medianoche.
Yeah. I think that was just like the common thing back in the day, but now it's like evolved into this other thing. But also the different personalities are pretty funny.
That's something I did not realize. So that's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna have that
for a comic book story out of nowhere, like that's cool.
I mean,
which makes sense for what I already know. So, wow, I'm just evolving in the mind on the badger as we fly. This is great.
So moving on. So after being freed from the prisoner of war camp by U.S. forces, Norbert returns to good old Wisconsin. His troubles are far from over, however. He is institutionalized into a mental hospital, actually.
Sounds like he needed it.
I'm going to let you pronounce the man he meets. So this is where he meets like one of the very important characters.
His cellmate, which as far as I know is kind of like the secondary character in the Badger, and his name is Hammaglystwythkbrngxxaxolotl.
I just know axolotl at the end.
Or
Ham. Ham for short. So Ham is apparently a 5th century Celtic Druid and a weather wizard, so I don't know how that all works, but that's pretty cool. And he's the one who actually takes Norbert under his wing, and he's like, "Ooh, I'll hire you as my bodyguard." And then with the help of Daisy Fields, who's his psychologist at this mental institution, Norbert eventually gets released and he moves into Ham's Castle.
Ham's Castle. What a great name. If there's a brewery out there named Ham's Castle, I would love to drink there.
When I thought of Ham's, I was thinking like Ham's beer. Like,
it's gotta be it, right?
So it's from, I mean, it's from that area still. It's from Minnesota, Ham's is, but like, that's like the typical, like, old school kind of shitty beer, but now I would definitely drink a Ham's if it was available.
I had a Ham's when we were there a couple months ago, and it was just fine. Ham's on tap. Crispy, but not the finest. But yeah, wow, never forget. And I watched the Rangers win that day, so
wow,
it was Ham's luck. But yeah, so he basically is cellmates with Ham, or Hamana. But his life is in a new realm. He adopts a superhero mantle with, obviously, he's got 9,000 other people in his brain, so I don't know how that's going to go. But Daisy becomes Ham's secretary, and Norbert as the Badger starts whooping ass for justice. And focuses on animal abusers
I
and corporate
love what he
polluters.
fights
That
for.
is unreal.
I love his
That is one of the
focus.
finest superheroes of all time. If you're gonna whoop some animal abusers, I'm sorry. If a human dies in a movie, I'm like, oh, dang, that sucks. But if a dog or dies in a
know,
movie,
it's
I'm
the
like,
worst.
I gotta fast forward. I can't do this. I can't do this.
I know.
There's just no way. So the Badger might be top 5 as far as his core goes. That's absolutely
like
beautiful.
animal abusers and then corporate polluters is so
Yeah.
funny to me. It's
And on
so
top of
cool.
that, his key traits are that he barks at people and drinks a lot of beer. So that, first of all, that is just the perfect character.
Also,
I'm sad we found him for episode 2. Should have been 1.
I told my dad that we were covering this character, which he had no idea who this guy was either. But I told him, like, we're covering a comic book character that's from Wisconsin, barks at people, and drinks a lot of beer. He's like, that's the typical Wisconsinite right
Yeah,
there.
I'm surprised. Dang, when we were in Wisconsin, we should have looked for some Badger comics.
I know. Well, I didn't even know it existed until I
No.
did some research.
I know.
So
I
that's so
hope
cool.
If the Badger
Needs to come back.
if the Badger had a show, I honestly, like, The Boys is crazy. Like,
So
they're all
I
kind of
actually
jacked
think
up.
so. The writer was trying to crowdfund basically kind of some funding to get a novel going of the
I don't want
Badger.
a novel. I got the comics already. I want a show.
I know, but it would have been like at least a little bit more like in today's world. It wasn't back in the 80s. He's getting it started up again, which would be cool.
I guess it could have been some more details into the Badger. And
I think we just need to read some of the comics because we've only had 2 of 60.
yeah, it's already great. So I hope everyone else reads some Badger comics alongside us. We'll have a little reading club for the 2 people that listen to this.
Yeah, probably.
If y'all are going to read the Badger with us, let us know because, I mean, I don't even know if we could find all these issues
I think it's
to
going to
actually
have to be
read
like
them.
an eBay thing.
Yeah, because now I really want, 5 on 1 through 4 for a little recap later. Like a little like episode 2 recap because dang,
I know.
the Badger is badass.
I know.
Drinks beer and whoops ass.
I know. Of people that I don't like.
I know.
The worst
I
kind
know.
of people.
Shitty CEOs and dog whoopers. Absolutely.
He also has a habit of calling everyone Larry.
Everyone.
Every like person he's talking to, if he's like mad or like if it's a bad guy or something, which we'll discuss kind of that later.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny. I'm gonna start calling people Larry now.
I mean, that's pretty sweet.
Hey Larry, stop that.
Hey, Larry! Get over here and let out these pigeons.
My grandpa's name is actually Larry.
Oh,
I
man,
find
see?
I find that
Vietnam
kind of
vet
funny.
Larry.
No, that's Ralph. Ralph
Oh,
is the Vietnam
shit,
vet.
yeah.
My other grandpa is
Oh,
Larry.
I met your other grandpa. Yeah, you're right. Wow. You have the 2 best grandpa names are Ralph and Larry.
Ralph and Larry. Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Dang. Wow. All right. So back. I'm going to have a sip of this Medianoche here again. Abby
cheers
is
it.
highly
Cheers.
slacking.
I
don't
know.
I don't know if she
I'm
can
trying
handle
to
this.
stay coherent enough where I can kind of read things still and stay on track.
Yeah, I slurred my first couple sentences and the horn is full. We might have to have another Abby break here for the urination station here soon, but we're going to keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Oh, words. Yeah, so one of the bizarre aspects of the Badger's life is that he has the ability to talk with ghost celebrities like John Wayne and Bruce Lee. I think you said this guy did some Bruce Lee
The
issues
writer did an issue of Bruce Lee, I believe. He did write for Bruce Lee, like one.
Okay, so I mean, I would throw some Bruce Lee in there too. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I would hold on to that for my entire life.
And I love John Wayne.
I mean, John Wayne Airport, Orange County, one of the best airports on the planet. DIA, biggest pile of ass. John Wayne, incredible. See, even Charlie's crying right now because he hates DIA. He's got to pee just as bad as I do, I guess, if you could hear the dog crying. But, yeah, again, his main ability is just dealing justice to those who harm animals and the environment. So, yeah, his journey also brings him into conflict with demons and supernatural beings, showcasing he's a vigilante. Of issue 8 there's some weird green creepy demon thing that looks like he could be in a Tenacious D music video. Pretty sweet. He's got wings, kind of looks like a gargoyle with some horns going out there, and he's drooling. But I mean, yeah, I could see that.
Just like kind of looks like a swamp monster slash.
I could see that jamming behind a Tenacious D music video, getting crazy, get wild. But yeah, absolutely banana lands.
So speaking of, so he can talk to ghost celebrities. I think there's a lot of, especially in Wisconsin, because of just all of the, like, I don't know, it's an older kind of area. Madison's not super old necessarily, but like where I'm from, we have a bunch of lumberjacks. There's a lot of Native American land.
Your dad talks to.
So, and that's not, I mean, my dad's not the only one. I've heard this from multiple different people that like apparently talk to ghosts.
You've had multiple people talk to lumberjacks?
Not necessarily lumberjacks, but there's definitely a lot of ghost stories from up north.
Okay.
So I do think it's funny that he can talk to famous celebrities that are ghosts, because that's just like I don't know, like seems like a Wisconsin thing to me now, but if you could talk to any famous ghost celebrity, it has to be someone who's passed, who would you want to talk to?
A dead ghost?
I mean, most ghosts are dead, but
I kind of want to hear like Johnny Cash's story.
Oh,
I feel like that guy saw some shit.
I mean, yeah, he's got a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched, I mean, I don't know how true it is to his story. I would assume pretty close, but have you ever watched Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix?
Nope, only Walk Hard with John C. Reilly.
Oh. Well, I recommend watching Walk the Line because I think, I don't know, that's a pretty good movie, but kind of goes into his life and what he went through.
I just can't think of another one, and that's like the first one that came to mind. I don't know. I don't really.
Interesting. Yeah,
I
mean,
don't
that's
really
a good
follow
one.
celebrities that much, so I can't even think.
That's
of
definitely a good one. I want to talk to Heath Ledger.
Oh shit!
He
The
was-
Joker would be. That's.
He was probably my biggest celebrity crush I've ever had in my life.
What was that?
So,
What was that movie he was in with the blonde lady?
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, that is like
I
a
know.
classic for our time.
I know, dude. He's in so many
And
good
I want to
movies.
know, like, when he was preparing for the Joker, like, he clearly lost it.
I mean, yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know what'll happen there, but it's a loss, that's for sure, because he was a great freaking Joker.
He was the best Joker, I think.
I think so too.
I don't think anyone
I think,
could beat that.
actually, speaking of like Walk the Line, Joaquin Phoenix, I think Joaquin Phoenix did a great job with the different type of Joker they went with.
Yeah,
I do think
maybe
he
more
did really good.
gangster style, but
I do think
maybe
he did really
got-
good with that.
He might have got shellacked on the script or something, because they cut a bunch of scenes that could have been really good. But yeah, I feel like he could be a good one, but they kind of just
But that
chopped
wasn't,
him off.
it also wasn't like, that was like almost a Joker origin story. It wasn't like a Batman versus Joker thing where like the Dark Knight, isn't that still, that's pretty Batman centric, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where like the Joker, there was no Batman at all. Like the Joker, like the movie Joker.
Oh, you're talking about the one with? Oh, yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an origin story. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not excited to see the second one. I hate musicals so much.
I'm excited.
I did not.
I do like Lady
I was
Gaga,
so
and I'm
sad
excited to
when
see
they
what
said
she
it was
does
gonna
with
be a
Harley
musical.
Quinn.
Oh.
I'm a huge theater nerd and a
Like
huge
all my
musical
buddies
nerd, so
didn't like it. They all thought the first Joker with him was ass.
that's what I'm saying. I thought he
I-
did good with it.
It's super
though.
sad. I get it, and that's why I think they did such a good job. Is because it's supposed to be sad. Like
Yeah.
if it's like his origin and how it goes, like that's how he turns into a straight psychopath.
Yeah.
Which is sweet.
Which is sweet.
I mean, I thought it was cool.
Oh my god.
Like the Joker needs, and then they followed up with a number 2 that's a musical. That's just dust. I can't believe
I'm
that.
excited to see what they do with it.
I mean, Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn could be really cool, but
I think she'll do
I'm not
great.
gonna watch it. I don't want to see a musical. I don't want to hear singing.
Well,
and-
I'm fine. I'll go to enjoy
yeah,
it by
you can
myself.
go. You can tell us how it goes because I don't. I don't want any of that. That sucks.
You're
I was
missing
hoping-
out. You're missing
I was hoping
out.
maybe like another continued dark story. I guess it doesn't connect to the Batman, Robert Pattinson, and anything. I don't even remember. Is it? I think it's on like its own tangent, basically.
Yeah, it is because it's not
And
even
then they
like
ruined it with
Batman's
the
not even
musical, so-
introduced.
Oh,
They're not ruining it.
I hate that. It sucks.
That's your own fault for not
Sorry,
being
anyone who
cultured.
loves cultured for musicals? Are you kidding me? Oh,
I love them. So.
The only musical
Anyways.
that I'll watch is the Goofy movie when Powerline fires it up.
Well, I'm gonna continue on to
Yeah, sorry.
where we were.
Sorry.
But so continuing on kind of with the Badger's background, he does have a love life introduced in this series. So he participates in a martial arts tournament that's held every 100 years. I don't know if that's actually true, if it's really every 100 years or not, but I'm assuming it happens like only once in a while.
Once per life.
So that's where he meets Mavis Davis,
What a great name.
who is a Vietnamese veterinarian, which I love that she's a veterinarian because he like fights animal abusers.
And
so it makes
he's
a lot
the
of sense
badger.
that would be her
Imagine
their
if
love interest.
She saw the gun of badgers.
So when she's killed during the tournament,
Was she in the tournament, you think?
yeah, she was fighting in the
Oh,
tournament.
scheisse.
Yeah. So that's why, like, okay, so she gets killed in the tournament. Sorry, if you guys do read the Badger comics, spoiler alert, already spoiled it. So I don't know if it matters or not. But so after that happens, Badger does avenge her death because he does win the competition. And somehow this prize ends up being a wish for whatever you want. And so he wishes for Mavis to be brought back to life. So she returns and they get married, and you know the Badger ends up finding some happiness in that aspect.
I mean, yeah, if I rose you
So
from
that's
the
pretty
dead,
cute.
I'd be very happy about it. And
That's good. That's good.
No chance I'm trying to let you go. Just Abby. Sheesh. Wow. But, I mean, I don't know if that's the end of that story, but it ran into the early 90s. And then, yeah, it came back like 2 times after that, I guess. Reprinted in 2007 by IDW, so that's pretty cool. It got a little bump, a little IDW bump. And then, yeah, it was reprinted. I mean, yeah, I guess that just brought more depth after he got married and got the Vietnamese veterinarian to be his wife. Can't kind of leave it at that. I mean, it's a happy ending, but I think the Badger in general needed more juice.
Yeah, I want to like buy the very first comic and like some of the very last comics to see kind of where it actually ends off, because we're just like basing our own information off of people who have read most of the comics.
Yeah,
I think.
we've
read the whole
2 issues.
So I would be curious to see what the actual ending comics kind of are like.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
And if Mike Barron, if you're listening to this at any point in time, love to do an interview with you because you have a very interesting mind. Like, love that.
Show us your Badger.
Oh my god. So back to the whole calling people Larry thing. So if you remember the habit of him calling everyone Larry, who's kind of like making him mad or like being a bad guy. So Larry ends up, so again, spoiler alert.
Hey, wow, that's the first time I think you fumbled. Sheesh.
Spoiler alert. It turns out that Larry was the name of his biological father who had abandoned him and abused him. So each criminal Badger fights represents the dad who essentially abused him and left him. And so that's definitely a added layer to his vigilante background and just what his mission is, really
intertwined into his soul.
That's pretty deep.
The soul of the Badger.
insane.
I know, that's kind of dang. That gets real hard.
But that's kind of why I'm like, wow, I kind of really like this comic because it's very deep.
Yeah.
And it goes into like mental health, which I don't think a whole lot of.
Especially in '85, I don't know.
Right. That's I'm like, that's kind of for the '80s to go into that. Like, that's pretty impressive.
I guess that's why it's first comics. It was a comic first. That's pretty. Como se dice wild. Wow.
That is pretty nuts.
Dang. But yeah, I guess that's it until we read the rest of his books. I mean, it's up to us now to find these issues and really figure it out. But that is the Medianoche history of Norbert Sykes, the Badger, a hero destroyed by childhood traumas and evolving into a beast from the god of the badger.
I wonder if the badger ever goes to like some Friday night fish fries or has any like brandy old fashions.
The badger.
The
The badger gets crippled at the Elks Lodge
You know,
and sit there and get smash house and waits for someone to abuse an animal before he gets buck wild and makes them disappear.
I just think it's such a cool, like, if you're from Wisconsin, the fact that there's a comic called The Badger is just kind of cool to me. I don't know. I have a lot of home pride, I guess, in that aspect.
Yeah,
but
me too. I don't know what you call my home.
Go, Pack, go.
I'm surprised they didn't tie that into the badger.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Maybe they're Vikings fans.
My God. No, they can't be. They can't be. I'm sorry. Impossible.
Madison, Wisconsin. Isn't that pretty close?
No, that's so much closer to Green Bay.
Geography is really good. Really good. Really good right now.
I think it's about an hour or so from, maybe an hour and a half from Green Bay.
Huh.
So.
That's pretty neat.
It is really neat.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, I just thought this is kind of a fun character that no one has really, I've never heard of it. So,
Nope.
And the fact that you haven't heard of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you, Just Abby, for introducing the finest comic book character I could have had drop into my lap. The Badger.
Dang.
You have any last words?
Kind of similar to last week. If you had to choose an actor to play the Badger, who would you choose?
Oh, McConaughey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I
like
know.
that. I like that.
After we watched that detective show, I could see him being the Badger.
Oh my gosh. Trying to think of actors with an actor with blonde hair.
Yeah, same issue.
But I mean, you don't really have to have blonde hair, I guess.
No.
Because I immediately just think of like a Thor kind of.
Oh. Man.
Shoot, that's so hard. I have to look up pictures.
Matt Damon.
No.
Oh,
actually, you know
yeah,
what?
come on.
I could be on board with that.
Liam Neeson's.
He's a little too old, I
Oh,
think. He's too young for that.
He could be an old Badger. And the movie could be called
guess.
The Old Badger. And it's just the
So
old
just like
Badger
Logan, but
after all of his years of fighting dog beaters and shitty CEOs.
Maybe. Let's see. Oh gosh.
I mean, Liam Neeson's.
I just looked up.
prime time for
I
everything.
just looked up actors with blonde hair.
Oh, come on!
And I'm not really seeing people that I'm like. Oh,
Get out
yeah,
of here
I
with
can see
that.
it. Maybe.
Russell Crowe. We'll get him in there.
I'm about it. Russell Crowe.
His fat hair Hercules.
Austin
Thor.
Butler, maybe. He was the one who played Elvis. I think. Oh wait, yeah, it was Elvis.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like the Badger needs to be more weathered.
You think he's weathered looking? I guess he is a Vietnam
He's
War
from
vet.
Wisconsin. He's a Vietnam War vet. He slams beer. He was in a psych ward. He definitely has
you're
seen
not
some
wrong.
shit. He's probably drinking 17 hams a day.
Probably.
Shit.
Or some Miller lattes.
Yeah, probably on the
Something like
side.
that.
He's probably chasing his hams with his lattes.
Okay, well then, yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
He could give him a wig, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, of course you can get Shia LaBeouf a wig. Although, and even Stevens, he had a pretty good fro. I could see him getting a little frosted tip fro going.
Frosted tips.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be sick.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I could
Shia
go
LaBeouf, I vote you for
I
the
could go with
Badger.
some Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, I mean...
I actually think I could go for that. Because he could be kind of goofy too, but still serious.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Wahlberg's sweet. You just got to give him some stilts.
I think they make a lot of actors look taller than they actually are,
Yeah, you
though.
can do anything.
I think. So.
Sorry, not like Mark Wahlberg's going to listen to this, but dang, if you do, I'm sorry. I just see the Badger as like a 6'3" jacked man.
Yeah, with some flowing blonde
Mark
flow.
Wahlberg is jacked as shit, though. So
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
yeah,
Mark
you
Wahlberg,
can
I think,
angle that.
could be the
Yeah.
Badger.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh. Look
And-
at that.
Yeah, okay. I could see it.
All right.
I could absolutely see it. If it actually happens one day, I will
Netflix
vomit
or
on
Amazon
purpose.
Prime or freaking Hulu or whoever, listen to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Take
We're going to Tubi.
Oh my gosh, that'd be a pretty cool show, actually.
I would.
There's
are
a lot
you kidding
packed
me?
into that, just in his origin alone.
That's
and
way
then
more fun than half the normal.
I think a
or
lot of
any
people would be
comic I read
rooting for him
now.
too, because it's like I think the average person hates people who abuse animals.
Of course, shitty CEOs, corporate dickheads.
Yeah, people who are just like blatantly ignoring environmental laws because our Earth is going to shit.
I wish I could play some Rancid
But-
in the background right now without YouTube docking my asshole. That'd be sweet. Raise your fist. Raise your fist against the power.
So I think there'd be a lot of people like totally rooting for him.
Yeah, I agree.
He seems like a pretty cool
I'm pretty sure if
vigilante
you
hero.
were to design his suit for a movie too, that thing would be lethal.
That would be cool.
Or my version of it, he would just wear a Badgers hockey jersey and like some really short shorts, so it looks like he's wearing
Shorts.
no pants, just getting wasted with a Badger jersey on. That'd be sick.
And you'd just be like, because I don't know, Wisconsin, we have garage parties. That's a big
garage
thing.
life is
Or like
supreme.
all the colleges, like college houses, we all have like yards, obviously. To
Yeah,
have
I've
parties
seen your
in,
college
so
house. I've seen it.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. In LA, we had tiny.
I would have
4x4
hated going to
balcony
college in
parties.
like a big city like that.
Yeah,
Oh God,
It was
eh.
a grand old time.
Sounds
Just
terrible.
get clotheslined by
But yeah,
homeless
Madison,
people.
Wisconsin is pretty freaking awesome. There's some really good beers out of there that I'm pretty sure you haven't even had yet.
Probably not. I've had just New Glarus and
That's not out of Madison, so
I don't
Wisconsin,
know.
yes.
I
The
don't
good
know
old
shit about
spotted
Wisconsin
cow.
beers.
is great.
I have to have at least 10 every time in there.
Yeah, I mean,
If Comics
it's
and
like a
Brews
thing.
opens in Utah, I'm going to be driving home some New Glarus. We're driving to
don't
Wisconsin.
say that. You can't
many
do that.
times.
It's like illegal, I think.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Man,
I don't know. Keep it on the
kidding me?
down low.
probably is. That's some bullshit, though.
I know. I wish they distributed to other states, but
Yeah, I guess
nope.
I'll drive it home to my house to sip myself. Except for Mug Club members, you can get some New Glarus, but just kidding, but not really. But seriously. Wow.
But yeah, so that was the story of the Badger.
Thank
a
you,
little bit
Just
of
Abby. Thank you.
Wisconsin in there.
It's beautiful.
Maybe next week you go into
Coyote.
Coyote.
we
Maybe
can
not.
find- if we
Maybe
can find
eventually
it.
down the road, if we can find the comic.
Yeah, there's not much detail on that guy. So we
No.
would actually definitely have to read beforehand.
Yes.
And yeah, that script's going to be a lot harder. That's for sure. But yeah, nothing else?
No, I think I covered
All
everything.
right. Well, thank you. Maybe we have 4 listeners this time. Because thank you to all 27 of you who listened to episode 1.
Yeah.
I thought we'd get like just us 2, but yeah, thank you.
Again, if you have like comments on what you want to hear about, or I don't know, just comments in general, good and bad,
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Yep. We need all the suggestions. Again,
So-
if our history is flawed, it is on the medianoche. So, thank you. This is Comics and Brews, episode 2.
Pages turn, the story unfolds, the ink on the paper, a world I behold. Lost in the panels where heroes fly, comic books and brews, my alibi.